What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to Sunday night's late night agenda. This will also act as our Genk preview because we've got lots of stuff coming up this week. I'm delighted to say that tomorrow night I'll be joined by Cash Boyle for a chat as well. It's been a while since I caught up with Cash. It'll be great to know what she's been up to. Look, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot for us to get through tonight on the show, but I want to start the show with a heartfelt, I don't think apologies the word, of course it's not the word, but condolences. Just let Everton fans and Andre Gomez know that their thoughts are with them. I've said this many times on shows. Rivalry goes out the window in these type of instances, and the injury sustained by Andre Gomez today in the game between Everton and Spurs looks a very, very serious injury to his leg. And I'm sure I speak on behalf of all the people, all our subscribers, all Liverpool fans around the world, with common sense that we wish him a speedy recovery. It's never great to see these things happen in the sport. The circumstances that led to his broken leg or to the injury as well were extremely unfortunate. If you haven't watched the game, basically what happened was Son tripped him, like we've seen many times. We've seen many occasions where players are starting to do a counter. Son tripped him. His leg got caught in the ground. He then had a second collision with a Spurs player, which may well have caused the break. But look, all of that is irrelevant. What I want to get across here is our heartfelt best wishes to Andre Gomez for a speedy recovery, because that is not what we want to see in the sport. It was extremely upsetting for everybody involved. You could see the faces of those in the crowd, the medics of the Everton team. You could see how the effect that had on Son as a person as well. I mean, he was absolutely devastated at what happened. It's just a really, really unfortunate event that happened. And look, again, I wish him a speedy recovery, because that's not what we want to see in our sport. Those guys go out there week after week, give it their best, whatever club they play for. They have families that they go home to every day, and we want them all to return safe after every game. So look, as I said, the best to Andre Gomez in his recovery. I'm sure Reds, I'm sure Liverpool natives, I'm sure Scousers, Red fans from all over the world will get behind me in this one. It's not what we want to see. Similarly, when it happened to Seamus Coleman as well, you don't want these type of horrific injuries in the game. So I just wanted to start off the stream by saying that, and to let any Evertonians that may be watching know that we're with you on this one and we wish him a speedy recovery. Look, I also just want to touch on yesterday's game against Aston Villa, and what it has shown up is that Liverpool have an iron will. An iron will, a will of champions, and that was special yesterday again to dig a result out from the jaws of defeat. Sadio Mane, his bravery, his class, his superiority to a lot of other players on that pitch at the moment. I mean, you've probably seen the still images. He stuck his head in where many of us wouldn't stick our head. Took a boot to the head almost in the process. I say almost, he pretty much did. But the class of putting that away as well, it was absolutely amazing. So yeah, well done to him. Chappie TV, Lee Chappie, how are you, mate? Welcome in, Leicester City fan. Obviously, you're going to be riding high, mate. Yeah, pretty good season for you guys so far. Good win again today. Sitting pretty in third place, I think, in the Premier League with a nice 6-point cushion as well. Hello to everybody else that's joining us. It wasn't the start to the show that I wanted to have to make, but it is the start to the show that I think you would all expect us to make, because that's the type of people that our subscribers are. That's the type of people that we are in here. Never want to see stuff like that happen in the sport. Look, let me move on now to something that I know is a very, very topical subject, and something that, quite frankly, has been bugging me, and probably more so than it should do. I want to have a chat about VAR, ladies and gentlemen, because it is the hot topic. And I'm going to start off this chat by talking about Martin Atkinson. Martin Atkinson, for those of you that may not be aware, was the referee that was in charge of the VAR at Stockley Park yesterday. The one that ruled Firmino's goal offside. Now, there's so much to get through on this one. Please bear in mind that a lot of what I say is just my opinion and my opinion only. But some of the things I'm about to read out are quotes from other people who have strong opinions on the incident yesterday. And of course, we'll go on to have a further chat around VAR as well moving forward. So, I said it during the United game, and I'm going to reiterate it now. In my opinion, Martin Atkinson is a cheat and is intentionally making incorrect calls. I know that is a massive claim to make, but I want to reiterate that this is just my opinion. I think Martin Atkinson is a cheat and is intentionally making these ridiculous calls. Chris Kamara of Sky Sports fame, I suppose, has come out and spoken about the incident as well and the offside decision. I'm going to read you out some of what Chris Kamara has had to say. Again, somebody who has no vested interest in seeing Liverpool succeed. And again, for any opposition fans watching, I want to just let you guys know that I'm only talking about this incident because it's one that I happen to have seen. It doesn't matter that it's Liverpool centric. It will be another team another week. And I'm going to just continue on. So what Kamara was saying was, I'm not happy with it. I'll be 100% honest with you. In my opinion, this is made up. This has been made up by somebody at Stockley Park who's decided they don't want this to be a goal. And that is my opinion. And that is my honest opinion. From the naked eye, you don't need the collaboration of dots or whatever to tell you, look at Tyrone Mings' knee. Firmino is onside, right? So, if you look at the yellow and then there's a black line there as well, that's what they've done there, so it tells you that he was onside. Then they change it around to make Firmino a black line and Tyrone Mings is the yellow line, as you can see now. And he goes on to basically show that they kept moving the line until they made Firmino offside. That's not where this ends, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to carry on. You guys have heard me speak on here many times about my dislike for a certain couple of gentlemen that work for beIN Sports. Now, obviously, I've got nothing against beIN Sports as a television station, but Andy Gray, ex-Evertonian, somebody who doesn't really have many positive things to say about Liverpool Football Club, well, they did a very good piece of analysis. And again, it's not very often you're going to hear me say that, but he did a very good piece of analysis to clearly show what a ridiculous call it was to put Firmino offside. He slowed it down pace by pace, bit by bit. One, it showed that Bobby Firmino's knee probably looked the most likely place to draw a line from, which was onside. And look, I can talk you through the clip. It is there on social media if you want to Google it for yourself. And the final person whose point of view I wanted to bring up on this is somebody whose opinion I hold in the highest esteem. And that is, of course, that of Paul Tompkins of the Tompkins Times. And Paul Tompkins put up a very simple tweet yesterday that showed that the line drawn and the line used by Martin Atkinson and the VAR officials wasn't even straight, ladies and gentlemen. That is a basic thing. So what Paul Tompkins did was he drew a perfect, or cut it at a perfect 90-degree angle. And it showed, as many other people have done as well, that the line used wasn't even straight. Connor has gone as far as to show me an image that shows it was about 2.5 degrees off. And basically, again, what I'm getting at here is that this was done to make Bobby Firmino look offside. Why might they do this, I hear you ask? There's varying reasons, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of them, again, just my opinion. I will, of course, come into the chat. I will, of course, come to your opinions as well. But I'm not quite finished my little chat around VAR yet. So why would the officials perhaps want him to be offside? Well, what's coming up next week? Liverpool have a massive game against Manchester City coming up next week, correct? As things stand, Liverpool are 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. Well, if Liverpool didn't go ahead and win that game yesterday, perhaps even lost that game, and Manchester City, who had a very good comeback of their own yesterday, went on to win. That sets up a game next weekend, whereas if Manchester City beat Liverpool at Anfield, it would have put them on top of the Premier League on goal difference and would have been a massive swing in the title race. It also would have allowed the Premier League to build that game up and build that game up and build it up and up and up. Again, a lot of this is just my opinion on that incident yesterday with regards to Roberto Firmino. You may have remembered during the stream, the watch-along that we did of the game yesterday, I said that when they first used the lines to draw it down, Firmino was onside, and they kept moving it down his arm until they found the point that Bobby Firmino looked offside, and then all of a sudden, that was it. That was the absolute line. There was no rethinking of it. There was nothing else. That was what they were using, and Firmino was offside. Look, it was Liverpool this week. I know I sound like a salty Liverpool fan, but I've no reason to be a salty Liverpool fan. We won the game yesterday. I'm still here talking about the VAR incidents. I'm still here talking about Martin Atkinson. The same Martin Atkinson who I was talking about when we played Manchester United at Old Trafford and we drew 1-1. A game where Divock Origi was fouled, which allowed Manchester United to counter-attack and score. Wasn't brought back, wasn't overruled. We'd seen Fabinho pick up a yellow card, a correct yellow card during that game for stopping a counter-attack. 2 or 3 times during that game, Manchester United players did identical things and he didn't book them for identical things. Now, I'm not saying this because I think he's in favour of Manchester United, because you know what? I know some Manchester United fans who aren't particularly fond of Martin Atkinson either. So look, ladies and gentlemen, that is my take on this. The Premier League, there's so much more. Sorry, I'm just going to pull up my notes because I don't want to miss parts on this one. So, the PGMOL, who are the Professional Game Match Officials Limited, are the people who look after the officiating of the English professional sport. And the refusal of them to use the pitchside monitors seems to go against the rules surrounding VAR laid down by the IFAB, the International Football Association Board, who are the body that determines the rules of the game. Why on earth are these TV monitors at the side of the pitch if the referees aren't going to use them in any way, shape or form? Now, we're not saying that they're being used sparingly, which I think is the line that's been used from the Professional Game Match Officials Limited, or what is it again, the PGMOL, to say that, they'll be used sparingly. It seems like they didn't want those monitors to be there at all. It seems like they wanted there to be an absolute decision made in Stockley Park and that nothing else could be done. Why have them there? As I said to you yesterday, they might as well give them away to kids and let them play their PlayStations on them. It's absolutely ridiculous. What's happening around VAR has affected Liverpool. It's affected us in a positive way and it's affected us in a negative way. It will affect other clubs the exact same. But I think it's the hypocrisy of the use of the system that is annoying so many people. You watch other leagues and you see VAR used, and I'm not going to sit here and say it's flawless. It isn't. But it's used a lot better. And it might be our club this week, but you know what? It could be your club next week, ladies and gentlemen. This needs to be dealt with, and this needs to be dealt with rapidly. There is a meeting, I believe, where they're going to talk about it. I think it's in November, if my memory serves me correct. But all in all, ladies and gentlemen, VAR it's being used basically for offsides. That's all I can see that's been used for at this moment in time. And I think, my personal opinion is that VAR needs a massive overhaul in the Premier League, or it needs to be scrapped altogether. A lot of people were on the fence on VAR when it came in. A lot of people were pro it. A lot of people were against it. Well, you know what? They've made a fucking mess of it, haven't they? The best league in the world with the most money behind it in the world, and it can't get it right. All it seems to do is be used for offsides, and then that's it. Now, there's other technology that's been introduced to football. Goal line technology, for instance, which has been absolutely amazing. It's been a gift to the game and something that nobody argues with. Very straightforward system. If the ball's over the line, the referee's little watch gets a little ping and he gets to alert the players that it was a goal. If it didn't go over the line, watch doesn't ping, and that's the end of it. There's no argument. VAR is supposed to rule the game. It's supposed to aid the officials. At the minute, it feels like the referee is irrelevant. And that's from Mr. Conor Crosby. And look, ladies and gentlemen, that is my take on the VAR situation. I know this has been a different start to the show, where I've come in and I've spoken for quite a prolonged period of time. I'm going to turn it over to you guys now and see how you're all feeling about it. Patrick Silk said they should use the pitchside monitors. Yes, absolutely, mate. Good example of this yesterday. So Sadio Mane went down in the penalty area and he was booked by the referee for simulation. Now, what my personal opinion of that situation yesterday was this. Was Sadio Mane fouled enough for there to be a penalty kick? No, I don't think so. But I did think that there was contact made. And I personally think that the yellow card was a little bit harsh. But, however, that's just my opinion, and I understand other people who say, ridiculous, he should have been booked. I get it, no problem whatsoever. But why did the referee not go and have a look? Why not? Same with, was it Zaha that was recently booked for diving, then it was overturned by VAR, and the penalty was correctly given. Well, why didn't the referee go and have a look at the pitchside monitor himself? Could have made his own decision. It's ridiculous. It can be manipulated. If you wanted to go really far with regards to VAR, it could be used for match fixing. Yeah, I'm going that far. It could be. It could be used as a tool for match fixing. It could be used as a tool to alter games completely. It could be used by the betting community. It's there. The way it's being used currently, it seems to be able to be abused. And that's all I'm saying. A lot of what I'm saying is skeptical. A lot of what I'm saying is up in the air. But I want you to remember, ladies and gentlemen, that most of what I'm saying is just my opinion. And I'm not trying to say that it's fact. VAR is crap, said Nabil. What else we got? VAR denied Everton a clear penalty from Dele Alli, said Casper. What else we got today? Somebody saying Son shouldn't have been sent off. Yeah, it's... So the reading of the rules on this one, I've been kind of looking into it, because if you're looking at the Son tackle and Gomez alone, it was probably a yellow card. But The tackle from Son on Gomez is what led to the the series of events that unfortunately ended in Gomez breaking his leg. I don't think there was anything they could do but give a red card, because without the tackle from Son, the rest of the stuff probably wouldn't have happened. Wouldn't have happened most likely. So unfortunately, it probably is the right decision. But look, the most important thing is around the players' well-being, and that's where our thoughts should be on this one. Cape Town Muslim said, VAR should follow rugby's lead. It's not perfect. There's no issues. It isn't. And I think the referees should be mic'd up. I think in situations where you've got a stadium like Anfield and Old Trafford, when you've got no large screens, for instance, fans on the stands haven't got a Scooby-Doo. What's going on? Referees being mic'd up in these conversations so you can hear what the referee's saying to Stockley Park and what Stockley Park are saying back to the referee. Why not? Why not? It works in other sports. Why should football referees be shrouded in secrecy, shall we say? I'm trying to find the right words here so I don't get myself into trouble. Jack Spade said, VAR out, I want my game back. Brian Morrissey, welcome in, buddy. VAR must fall, said Shanzo. Too proud to make or admit a mistake. So the Firmino line was cheating. He was onside by a foot. In a few seconds, the referee made him offside by a few millimetres. That's my thought process on that as well, mate. The first initial line that they drew showed he was onside. After that, they kept moving that line down his arm until they showed a point that he was offside. And what makes it even more annoying is that the Premier League tweeted out defending the call at the time and to show and try and explain why he was offside. Bullshit. He was onside. Come out and grow us out of balls and say that Firmino was onside. People make mistakes. That's alright. Come out and say that Martin Atkinson was incorrect in his decision making, along with his team of officials at Stockley Park. And move on from this and learn from this and use this as a learning experience. People will make mistakes. Referees, officials are human. None of us expect them to be perfect. But you can't just get away with shit and not have to answer for it. It's unacceptable. And it's only in fucking football that this stuff seems to happen. That referees seem to have this shroud of secrecy around them where they can't be interviewed. They can't be critiqued. Nobody can hear what they're saying. They basically have carte blanche to do what they want. And then they will get defended by the association that the, what did we call them earlier on, the PGMOL. They've just come out and defend everything, just back them to the hilt. It is really fucking not good enough. It's not acceptable, not when there's so much at stake in football. What if a team gets relegated because of one of these bullshit calls? VAR was brought in to aid the game, and all it's doing right now is stopping fans from celebrating, making people angry, frustrating the shit out of people. Managers who said that they've been sat down and they've been taught what was going to happen with VAR. They were brought to London and there was a day where they were shown, along with I think players from the clubs, exactly how it was going to be implemented, what it was going to be used for, the things that it couldn't be used for, and it all looked very simple and straightforward. I'm kind of taking a subtext from what Jurgen Klopp was saying in one of his post-match interviews. Right, what else have we got? That Bobby Firmino offside was terrible, said Nice Day. Wish Gomez a speedy recovery, said Liam Tyler. Thank you very much, Liam. And I'm sure that any Everton fans watching will think the same. It's an awful incident that we just don't want to see any player have to go through. Rivalry aside, get well soon Gomez, said LMA. Craig, I'd prefer no VAR. I love the controversy, to be honest. There is that side of it as well. There is the whole sitting down the pub with your mates debating things side of it. Was it on? Was it off? But I think as a whole, we want the correct decisions to be made. And we thought that when VAR came in, that for offsides in particular, that was something that they were going to be able to get absolutely right. Now, we do know that some things are always going to require human interpretation, and football is not a black and white game. There is a grey area in there that is open to interpretation, shall we say, of different situations. So it was never going to be perfect. We talk about tennis, the ball's in, the ball's out. Cricket, it either hits the bat or it doesn't. It either goes on to hit the wicket or it doesn't. And other sports, maybe like rugby and stuff like that, it seems to be used a lot better. And it's used to enhance the sport. Tennis in particular. I'm a massive tennis fan. And over the years, I've seen the introduction in tennis of Hawkeye. And it has massively, massively added to the game. I mean, the anticipation in the crowd, whether the ball's in, the ball's out, the challenges the player have, all of that stuff led to the game probably getting a boost from the introduction of Hawkeye. Pat Moynihan said, if they're not using the monitors, why are they there? Football's getting worse and worse, the Ginger Ninja. It's not a problem with VAR, it's a problem with the referees behind it, said Tom Jones. And Dara Azizi said, exactly, Craig, the issue is with the referees. Look, I've spoken about my disregard for the level of officiating in the Premier League. I've spoken about it since this channel has started. I've spoken about it long before that as well. The referees in the Premier League are just not good enough. A lot of them aren't fit for purpose. Let's take John Moss as an example yesterday. I actually don't think John Moss handled that game too badly from a refereeing perspective yesterday. There's always going to be a couple of calls we disagree with, but he can't get around the pitch. He cannot get around the pitch, and I don't mean to be on here fat-shaming a referee or saying that he isn't fit enough. That's not what I want to be doing, but it's fucking factual. Well, in my opinion, it's factual. I probably shouldn't have used the word factual there. In my opinion, he doesn't seem to be able to get around the fucking pitch. He seems to run in the middle third of the field and not be able to keep up with play. Then you've got the likes of Martin Atkinson, who is, quite frankly, dog shit. And that is the word I'm going to use. And again, I'm going to reiterate, I think Martin Atkinson is a cheat. I'm going to keep saying that, and it's not a word I use lightly, I promise you. Me sitting here calling a referee a cheat is not a word I use lightly at all. It's a word that I've thought about before I've even gone on to say that exact phrase around Martin Atkinson. That's how strongly I feel about him. There are some decent referees in the Premier League as well. I'm not going to call or tar them all with the same brush. I think Michael Oliver is a pretty damn good referee, to be fair, and I hope to God that he's in charge of the Liverpool and City game next weekend, because if they are stupid enough to put Martin Atkinson in charge of that game next week, I expect an official complaint from Liverpool Football Club, because it quite frankly will be a piss take. I tweeted about it earlier on saying that surely they couldn't put him in charge of that game next weekend. Well, you know what? I'm not ruling anything out yet. Absolutely nothing. Will Hunt City down on Sunday, said Patrick Silk. What will be the team for Genk? Don't worry, I'm going into a full Genk preview now in a second. I just wanted to get through VAR as well. We've got a match image for you, we've got a score prediction, we've got all that stuff around the Genk game. You'll see some shocks in my team selection, let me put it that way. North Red said he's a fucking cheat. A fucking cheat. I like the way you put that, mate. Tried not to curse there, and I've gone along with you. Usually I'd correct that just so I can say fuck, because I like cursing. Craig, did you watch the sheep video I told you about? No, I didn't. Do you know what, Colin? Connor even sent it to me, but I just didn't get a chance, mate. What was this? United FC said, fuck that ref because he had the balls to give Son a red card in his face while he was crying. It was probably the right decision, and if he wasn't sent off there, he probably would have been sent off retrospectively. And look, you got to feel for Son as well in that incident. I mean, we all know Son's not a dirty player. It was just a really unfortunate chain of events that led to that. Michael Oliver is one of the best Premier League referees, said Subi. I agree. Mike Dean is solid, said Patrick Silk. Actually, Mike Dean is somebody myself and Connor had a conversation about on the phone earlier on. Yes, I don't mind Mike Dean either. I mean, he's very articulate and flamboyant in the way he referees the game. He referees it with passion. But yeah, he's not the worst of them. Michael Oliver and Mike Dean are decent enough as well, said Adam Parks. Ban the idiot Atkinson, said Roger So. Look, it feels bad because I feel like a salty Liverpool fan sitting here, but what have I got to be salty about? We won that game yesterday. I just don't like Atkinson as a referee. I just don't think he's good enough. Right. Are we finished on VARs? Anybody else any little bits and pieces to talk about before we move on? Because I do want to give everybody a chance to air their grievances, because this is a community. Retribution for Atkinson and VAR, said Roger So. There was even an article in the Echo that suggested that Martin Atkinson could be in a little bit of bother over that. And I wonder. We'll wait and see what happens. Howard Webb was the worst referee, said Ella. Well, he was definitely the one I would say was the most pro Manchester United in my opinion. What else we got? You want to talk about Pep on Mane diving? I have that as well, mate. Don't worry, I'll touch on that a little bit later on. Craig Weston said, consultant VAR, Firmino goal, VAR decision, offside, no goal. Absolute joke. It was clearly a goal. Clearly. When will the ref be decided for City game? I don't know, Scotty. I would imagine maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, at a guess, but I'm sure it'll be announced and we'll all find out quick enough who it is. Roger said Atkinson and VAR have got to be gone for good. They should bring Rob Styles back, said Lux. They should just go and genetically modify Pierluigi Collina and just make an army of Pierluigi Collinas for referees, because that man was brilliant. Absolute top-notch referee. Fergie would have went to town on Atkinson, said Liam Cotter. And yes, and you're talking about stuff here that could well have had a massive impact on Liverpool's hunt for a Premier League title, a first top division title for 30 years that could have been taken away from them, or at least made a lot more difficult because of an obvious and clear fuck up, and I'm going to say it again, cheating by Martin Atkinson, in my opinion, in that VAR studio. Have I heard the reports about United swooping for Timo Werner? Yep, and do you know what, Cormac? It made me giggle when I read them. I think he might be a United fan, but what made me laugh about it was this. If both clubs are in for him, and I've no idea if Liverpool are genuinely in for Timo Werner or not, Cormac, but if both clubs are in for him and you're Timo Werner, and you look at the two clubs, where they are, what the progression is probably likely to be, if you're choosing Manchester United over Liverpool, then you know what, best of fucking luck to you, pal, and away you go. We'll wait and see what happens. Look, I'm going to move over to the Genk preview anyway, but I'm sure we'll touch on lots more stuff as the stream goes on. So let me just sort out this image for you, like a bit of magic. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Let me just change the background image so that comes up. There we go. Look, now we're in full-on Champions League mode, because, we've got a different background for the Champions League, so I like to change things up properly. Now, let's go through my 11 for the game. I did promise you there was going to be some shocks in here, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm going to explain what the 11 I've gone with is and why I've gone with that 11. And of course, this being a democracy, I'd love to know your thoughts on everything as well. So, firstly, I've gone for a big win for Liverpool, a home win, a 4-0 win. If Liverpool win tomorrow, and if Napoli beat Salzburg in Naples, that would almost guarantee Liverpool's progression to the next round. Now, it could well guarantee a progression in second place, depending on how the rest of the games go. But if we win tomorrow, and if Napoli win tomorrow, that puts us on 9 points and leaves Salzburg on 3 points, meaning that they'll have to beat us in the last game, and they'll have to hope that we lose to Napoli as well. And they'll also have to beat us, I think, and overturn the score from the first game. Well, actually, maybe beating us because of the away goals I'd have will be enough, but it would leave us very, very close to qualifying. So, win tomorrow, or win on Tuesday, I should say, is yeah, I did say tomorrow, I meant Tuesday, you're right. Just because I'm doing a preview, I'm automatically thinking that it's tomorrow. So I've gone with a 4-0 win for the Reds. That's how confident I am. Genk aren't in great form. They lost 2-0 in the league as well, away at the weekend. So the 11 that I've gone with is this, and I'm going to talk you through why I've made these decisions. Good night, Roger, by the way, mate. See you, mate. Right, so I've gone for Alisson Becker in goal. No surprise there. I've gone for James Milner at left back. I've gone for a centre-back pairing of Dejan Lovren and Virgil van Dijk. And Connor's made a mistake here. I'm sure Connor's made a mistake with my team selection, because I'm sure that I've gone, let me just get my own image up, because this seems to be a fuck-up from Crosby. Unless, of course, that I've made a mistake, which would be very probable. I'm going to go through this. I just need to make sure I sent the right one to Connor, because if it's my fault, I've got to hold my hands up on it. But I'm fairly sure I didn't have Robertson in there, because I was playing Milner at left back. Let me just go through. So many messages between myself and Crosby. Where's the damn team I sent them? Okay. 1 second. Okay. It's amazing how many messages myself and Crosby sent back and forth in a day. Where's it gone? Okay. Yeah, he's made a mistake. It's Connor's fault. So here's the 11 that I'm actually going to go with for those listening. Alisson in goal, Milner at left back, Lovren at centre back, partner Virgil van Dijk, and I actually put Joe Gomez in at right back. I don't know why Connor's put Robertson in there. I went with Joe Gomez at right back. So that's the back four I've gone with. Just to clear up, even though the image says Robertson, I've put Gomez in at right back because I want to rest both our fullbacks for the game. So everybody point to Connor and laugh for his error, because I don't accept errors. I never own up to them. It's never my fault. Ever. This one isn't my fault. I did check. I had sent it to him. So back four, Milner, Lovren, Van Dijk and Gomez for me. Midfield, I've gone for Fabinho, Naby Keita and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. And then up front, I've gone for Origi, Salah and Firmino. Now, I also want Ryan Brewster on the bench, and it looks like Ryan Brewster will be on the bench because he didn't take any part in He didn't take any part in the under-23s victory over Everton, so it seems like we may well see him and perhaps even young Harvey Elliott in the squad as well. So I'm expecting minutes for Brewster from the bench tomorrow, and I would probably expect to see one of our fullbacks on the bench as well, but I don't want to start them. I think that team there will be good enough to beat Genk. I really do. I think... I want to know your thoughts on it. I've gone for a 4-0 prediction. You want to say rest Salah. Here's my reason for not resting Salah, mate. I think he needs to find form. I think he needs to find form and gain some confidence. And if he bangs in a goal or two against Genk, then I think that could lead to some confidence. So that's the reason that I've put Salah into the team, because he seems to be struggling to get back to his brilliant best. Why we were putting in random numbers, you're confusing the shit out of me now. Curtis Jones on the bench is a good shout as well, Ella. I'd rest Salah due to his ankle injury, said Gaming Guy. Well, he doesn't seem to have an ankle injury, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's way past that. He played again at the weekend. Salah has an ankle problem, said North Red. Well, I don't know about that, ladies and gents. I've not read anything that says that he's got an ankle issue. I know he had the ankle issue, but he played. He was just shit yesterday against Villa, if we're being honest, but he played and he was substituted, I think, because he wasn't playing well enough. If Jurgen Klopp wants to disguise that with the ankle thing, that's fair enough to keep the players' confidence up, but he just wasn't good enough yesterday, which is why I think he was taken off. And love to see Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain start. He has to surely start. He's been in great form. You can see he's full of confidence as well. As soon as he came on against Villa, 3 shots within the space of, I don't know, a couple of minutes. What else we got? Milner left back, Robbo right back. Yeah, I know he's I don't know. He's probably still drunk, Dave, to be honest with you, Connor. Yeah, so just for those watching, it isn't Robertson that's in my actual lineup. It's Joe Gomez, and I have him at right back. What else have we got? My friend says he hopes Liverpool lose games, and he's a Liverpool fan. No, he isn't. He's a gobshite. To be honest, 2 goals and 1 assist since he got back from injury is kind of impressive for most players, said Jack's Page. It depends on what you're basing it off, mate. If you're basing it off just things like that, then yes, but I base it about his all-round performance, and we said it during the game yesterday, and the player ratings from many of the newspapers and journalists that were at it again showed that Salah just wasn't at the races, which is why I want him to play. I want him to play himself into form. That's my entire thought. Who's Shirley and what does she have to start? Don't call me Shirley. Airplane joke there. Hope people got that one. Oxlade-Chamberlain to score against Genk, said Mark Anthony Vieira. I don't know what Alex says. You did half a sentence there that you were streaming. Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, Alex, mate. I want Trent to play in midfield against Genk, see how he plays, said Bassett 12. I don't want him to play at all, mate. I don't want him to have any minutes. I want him to be rested. I want Robertson. Deep breath. We'll start again. I don't want him to play at all, mate. I want him to be rested, and I want Robertson to be fully rested for the game against Manchester City next weekend. So I think we can beat Genk quite handily with Milner at left back and Gomez at right back. I am said play Mo for the last 20 minutes. He's Luis Suarez. He's always on the ball. I don't know what that means. Can't be arsed. Who's my favourite player, but you can't choose Bobby? Well, then I'm not giving you an answer because that is my answer. You can't ask me a question and caveat the answer and tell me who I can't answer with, mate. Crosby said check your email, lol. Okay. Oh, he's fixed it. Do you know what I mean? He's only gone and fixed it, hasn't he? Right. Let me go to Crosby's email. Let me go to my email here and put up the actual correct score prediction. The updated Connor Crosby 2.0 version. There we go. He's only gone and fixed it. Look at that. That's why he's a star. Mr. Crosby. Right, so let me lock that in and let me remove the other one. There we go. So look, ladies and gentlemen, let me run you through my OBS, my image, my team selection for the game tomorrow. I absolutely haven't just spoken about it and made a mess of it with the wrong image. I've gone for a 4-0 win for Liverpool, don't you know? And the 11 that I've gone with for the game. I've gone for Alisson Becker in goal, which probably isn't surprising. I've gone for James Milner at left back. Centre back pairing of Dejan Lovren and Virgil van Dijk. At right back, I've gone for Joe Gomez. That might surprise a few of you. You might be saying, Craig, why not play Andy Robertson at right right back. Well, quite frankly, that would be ridiculous, so we'd never make that mistake. So I've gone for Joe Gomez at right back. And then from midfield, I've gone for Fabinho, Keita and Chamberlain. And then up front, my three would be Origi, Salah and Firmino. I know a lot of you guys don't want to play Salah. I do, because I want to play him into form. If we're not going to play Salah, then it's a toss-up, and I want to ask you guys a question. If Salah doesn't play, and I don't want Mane to play either, by the way, because again, I want him to be fully rested up for the game against Manchester City, who would you like to take that spot? If there's a spot to be had up front and Salah can't play, would you like it to be Harvey Elliott? Would you like it to be Ryan Brewster? Let me know your thoughts on that, ladies and gentlemen. Keita needs a chance, said Rocket696, and he is in my team, mate. I agree with you. I think he does need a chance. What do I think about putting Mo through the middle or on the left, said Dara. If I'm moving anyone through the middle, it would usually be Sadio Mane. I do think shaking him up a little bit might do some good, mate, because yes, everybody knows he likes to cut in on the right and to his left boot, but playing him through the centre, perhaps, yeah, there might be something to that. But that's generally in a game where you might have some space in behind. I liked it when our forwards used to just swap around, if you get where I'm coming from. So 1 minute you'd see Sadio out on the right, then he'd be over on the left, then you'd see him through the middle. I like that, because the people who are sent to mark them don't know what the fuck is going on half the time when the players had that freedom to just wander around the front three. Right, so Brewster, said Scotty. Elliott for the right wing position, said Ginger Ninja. No Salah, then please play Brewster, said Warren DTV. If fit, we should... What's this? If fit, Shaqiri, if fit, should play right wing. I don't think he will be fit, Tybok, but I'm not 100% certain on that, mate. Robert O'Reilly said he'd choose Brewster if we had to put somebody there. Kirby said Harvey Elliott because he's a great dribbler and he's been creating chances lately. Andrew Childerho said I want Brewster instead of Firmino. I want Firmino's work rate. So if you're putting in, let's say, Brewster in there, so we're going to Origi, Salah, Brewster. I mean, still a strong three, don't get me wrong. John Hannafy wants us to go 4-4-2 with Brewster and Origi up front. Could be a shout for that as well, John. We might see a change of system, absolutely possible. I mean, one thing we probably won't see, and I think we shouldn't really be seeing, is a 4-2-3-1, because we don't really need two holding midfielders at home against Genk in the Champions League, in my opinion anyway. Elliot looks good, to be fair, said Shay Trainer. He does. He looks really good. He's really exciting. To think he's still 16 years of age as well as nuts. Shaqiri's out till after the next international break, said North Red. Thank you for that, mate. As is Joel Matip as well. He'll be ruled out till, it could be even a little bit further than the November international break. I don't think Klopp will play any of the kids in the Champions League. I don't have any of the kids in my 11, but I think they will be on the bench. And there was a big hint that Brewster might be on the bench. As I said earlier on, he was left out of the under-23s game, the mini derby against Everton. So there's a possibility for me. I think we'll see Brewster at least on the bench, and I have a feeling we might see Harvey Elliott on the bench as well. Lallana might start at Warren DTV. He could well do, yeah, absolutely, mate. He's played a lot of minutes, to be fair, over recent weeks. I'm just not really a massive Adam Lallana fan, to be honest with you. I think he's okay to bring on for 10 or 15 minutes here or there, but yeah, I mean, there's a balancing act to be had here, isn't there, between making sure we get the game 1-1 convincingly and not really putting too many players in danger with such a big game coming up next weekend. I wonder how much of an impact that game next weekend will have on Kloppo's thinking for this one. Now, we know the Villa game had some impact on it because he didn't play Fabinho. He didn't want them to pick up that potential fifth yellow card, which would have ruled him out of the game against Manchester City next weekend. Salah's first season was love from the fans. He's never felt that before, said Nice Day. I can't speak to that, mate. I don't know how he's been received by other football clubs' fans. He's always going to get love from us. Cocky Irish guy said, I'm all tickety-boo today, I tell you. I'm actually coming down with a bit of you know when you come home from a warm climate and you come back into the winter then, or just a change of weather, I get this horrible nose and throat thing, and I'm starting to feel a little bit shitty, but I'm going to carry on because I really enjoy doing these streams. Just an update to what's going to happen this week as well. We've got Cash coming tomorrow night for a chat, so don't miss that one. Be great to get her thoughts on all things LFC related. Haven't really done out an agenda for us yet to talk about, but I'll send one over to her later on. Anything you guys would like me to talk about with Cash, then please do put in the chat, and I'll try my best to remember it and ask Cash tomorrow night. That'll be a live stream as well, by the way, as always at 9:30, so it'll be great to catch up with Cash. Kovalev just woke up. Do you know what, Dara? I have that fight recorded, mate, and I'm going to watch it later. I know the results. I know Canelo stopped him in the 11th, but I'm going to watch it later on. What I found really strange, again, sorry, we're segueing off into boxing here for a second, is have we got any UFC fans or boxing fans in the chat last night? How interesting, or in the chat now, I should say, how interesting was it that last night there was an agreement put in place the day before, I think it was a DAZN agreement, that the UFC and the Kovalev-Canelo fight weren't going to both be, the main events weren't going to take place or overlap each other. They wanted them to make sure that they were able to get full audiences for both. So there was an agreement put in place that they wouldn't overlap. Now what that led to was a massive, massive wait for those waiting for the main event in the boxing, because there was a lot of fights that ended quite early in the boxing, and I think it was around an hour-long wait for those fans for the main event between Kovalev and Canelo, because they were waiting for the UFC main event to finish before they started their ring walk, which is fucking nuts. I don't like it one bit. Now, I think from what I'm led to believe, and I'm not sure how correct this is, but I think that those inside the arena for the boxing, I think it was in Vegas, those inside that, I think they got to watch the UFC fight on the big screens, I think, while they were waiting for it. But it's just ridiculous like that they should have to wait an hour with nothing in between the fights. Look, it's just a quick talk on it anyway. We are going to be doing the KSI Logan Paul 2 on next weekend on Saturday night. For those asking about it, we're going to do it on Crack On. It's going to be our first ever stream on our other channel. So for those that are going to be tuning in for that fight, make sure that you're subscribed to our second channel. Really important. That's the one that we will be doing the fight companion for KSI and Logan Paul. Connor has put the link in there now if anybody wants to go and check it out. It's just basically youtube.com/crackon. Crack On spelled CRAICON. It's a combination of Craig and Connor basically squished together. That's how we got that channel name. So yeah, if you want to join us for that and you want to come and have some fun with us, then make sure you subscribe to Crack On. I'm probably warning, and I'm probably going to be a little bit under the influence for that one, shall we say, with regards to the time of night and stuff that it's on, and the fact that I'll be watching it with Connor live. So you can expect an even lower level of professionalism than you currently get on this channel with regards to that one. North Red said it's not a real fight. No, it isn't, but it is interesting, and it is something that I want to watch. And there are some good fights on the undercard. Devin Haney's fighting on the undercard. He's a world champion. Billy Joe Saunders is fighting on the undercard. He's a world champion. So yeah, there are some real fights on there as well. But anybody who steps inside the ring, puts 10-ounce gloves on, and doesn't wear a head guard deserves respect. So I'm going to give KSI and Logan Paul that respect, because it takes tremendous courage, it takes tremendous dedication to do what they're doing for that fight. So we're going to watch it, and we're going to see what the crack's going to be, and it's going to be an absolute mess on the channel as well, because as I said, I will be probably under the influence of let's just say under the influence, let's go with that one for that fight. What else have we got? Katie Taylor won her fight earlier. She did, John. She won her fight last night. Katie Taylor is now a two-weight world champion. She was the undisputed champion at a lower weight division. Stepped up last night, won a unanimous decision as well, to make her now a two-weight world champion. And I'm so happy for Katie Taylor. She is an icon of the sport. She is, of course, revered here in Ireland. We absolutely love her. And I couldn't be any happier for her that she's now a two-weight world champion. She's up there with Carl Frampton, and she's up there with Collins as our only other two-weight world champions. Absolute quality. Delighted for her. And Anthony Crolla as well signed off with a win, which, look, being quite frank about it, he didn't win the fight last night. We all know he didn't win the fight last night, but that doesn't matter. Last night was about saying goodbye to Anthony Crolla, who's had a tremendous career. And it was just lovely to see the love and respect that he got and the send-off that he got. And as well, it was great to see the love that Katie Taylor got in Manchester as well. I mean, a standing ovation after she won it. Beautiful to see. Loads of people saying they're already subbed to Crack On. Thank you very much. It's the first thing we're going to do on that channel because we haven't done a single thing on it yet. So make sure you're subscribed to it for the Logan Paul KSI fight next weekend, because we're going to be doing a fight companion of it. Have I heard about the Balotelli incident? I have, and unfortunately it's another racist incident that is disgusting and we need to have removed from the sport. Sorry, I'm trying to read through, there's some funny comments. Katie Taylor winner fight, yes, gone through that one. Connor said it is a proper fight, just think of them as low level professionals, which is what they are now. Exactly, they are fighting with 10-ounce gloves, with no headgear, and they are fully licensed professional fighters. It'll be interesting to see. Who do I think will win? Hand on heart, I think Logan Paul will win. I hope KSI wins. I really, really do. But if I was to put money down on the table, I would put it for a Logan Paul win. I don't think he'll gas. I think he'll have continuously trained. He is the more naturally athletic of the two as well. I think he has a wrestling background, if my memory serves me correct. But it'll be intriguing. It'll be fun, and we'll have a bit of fun along the way. How did I meet my wife? That's a pretty random question. I met her working in a hotel, mate. We both worked in a hotel as bar staff when we were 15, 16 at the time. Didn't start going out with her at that point, but that's how I met her. Jack Spade said I was one of the first to subscribe to Crack On. Well in, mate. Nice one. KSI and Vidal Riley did a podcast with Hugh Jordy today. You should check it out. It was good, said Bassett. Thank you, mate. What's this? Connor said even Eddie Hearn said some of the pros he's worked with are worse than JJ and Logan. So there you go. Okay. For a super chat of the night, thank you very much. Let me just get this up. Sorry, I've made a boo-boo here. God, technology. This is why you blame Connor on everything, but I can't blame Connor on this one. It's totally my fault. There we go. Rabadam, thank you very much, sir. Said, when we beat City, I like it, Leicester City will be in second place, which would be a nice added benefit, mate, wouldn't it? Because I think a lot of us want Leicester to do well this season. They're playing a good style of football and sitting quite high. I think they have a 6-point gap, as I said earlier on, along with Chelsea over the 5th place side. So well done to both. And yeah, it would be nice to see Leicester go up in the second, wouldn't it? No, Liam, I did not hear that, mate, nor will I really be talking about it on the channel. LMA is full on KSI. Well, I can't speak for Connor, but I'm absolutely behind JJ for this one. I mean, I don't like Logan Paul. Logan Paul seems like a dickhead. I mean, look, you all know Logan Paul. You all know all the stuff he's gotten up to. Yeah, it'd be nice to see JJ spark him out, and we're definitely, I think I can speak for both of us, that we're going to be yeah, definitely. There you go. Look, he's confirming it. Definitely Team KSI then in Craig's gaff for this one. YouTuber that you hate, said PJ Lad. I don't really hate anybody in life, PJ, to be honest, mate. Varying reasons for that. I don't feel that strongly about anybody outside of those that I love, because I try not to have too many negative emotions all the time. And as I said, anybody that puts the love and dedication into a YouTube channel, fair folks with them. I mean, I know the work that it takes. I can give you a list of ones that I really like, but I don't really have any that I hate, and nor do I think I should speak about ones that I hate, because I'm here to try and lift people up and do positive shit. I mean, yeah, you'll hear me moaning about shit from time to time, but that'll be football related. Connor hates Morgs. Morgs' mum, he said. There you go. I mean, I'm staying out of this one. Right, what else have we got? Loads of people actually going in on Morgs' L1. That sounds quite strange sentence there for me. Loads of people disliking Morgs' mum. Do you know whose mum's an absolute legend, actually, and who was fucking hilarious? Russell Howard's mother. If you haven't watched Russell Howard and his mum's TV show, do so. Oh my goodness, she's an absolute legend, as is Russell Howard, but his mum is class. She's so funny, God love her. She's brilliant, and I mean that in a good way, not in a funny because she's an idiot way. I mean, she is genuinely a really funny woman. Or is it Robbie from AFTV that I dislike? I've nothing against Robbie whatsoever. I don't like the channel, I've said before, but nothing against Robbie as a human, but I don't know the man. David Newell said Terry from the Football Terrace is a skid mark. That is your thought, mate. I'll just sit here and smile and say nothing. Bet you all thought I'd frozen there for a second, didn't you? I bet you did for a second. Oh, fuck, he's frozen. Sorry. I don't really hate anybody, ladies and gents. Honestly, I know a lot of people are throwing names in there for people that I hate, but I don't really give anybody that much thought process that I fucking hate them. Why would I? I mean, don't let people get into your head. I've gone through that one. Oh, but any FIFA heads? I know there are. I've actually done some research for you guys. I've done some research. You know what I mean? Craig, what are your thoughts on DT? You're trying to bait me now, Bassett. You're trying to bait me into giving you an answer there. I think that he's trying to change his ways. That's my thoughts on DT. I think that he may have realised that there are other ways of going about things. There you go. What time's the show ending? Probably in about 30 minutes. Quite a while to go, yeah. Craig versus Martin Atkinson, make it happen. Let's be honest about it. Yes, he'd be fitter than me because he's a Premier League referee, but I'm probably about 4 weight divisions ahead of him, and that's me probably being generous to myself. Troops from AFTV versus Granite Xhaka, make it happen. Troops is a legend. Fucking love Troops. Have to say, I'm not a fan of that channel. I've said that before, but Troops is class. Prediction for Liverpool versus City. We'll do a full prediction, mate, during the week. Don't worry, in the build up to the game. Nerves is my prediction mainly at the moment for that one. I don't want to give away too much because I want to wait and see what happens in the Genk game before I go full in and do team predictions, score predictions and stuff like that, mate. And you've put it in again there, mate. You don't need to keep repeating it. I know you just wanted me to give you an answer, mate. But if you keep putting stuff in like that, it'll end up with one of our mods thinking you're spamming and probably removing it. And I know that wasn't your intent, buddy. FIFA on this channel. Wow. Here you go. I've done some research, ladies and gentlemen. So, plenty of Liverpool players have received upgrade in the latest FIFA 20 database update. Shout out to the Echo here because, look, full disclosure, I'm not doing this fucking research. I'm not going in and playing the game to find out this. I've gone to the Echo, and the Echo have done the hard work on this one, the heavy lifting. So, shout out to the Echo for this. So, Mo Salah has had his balance increased from 88 to 90. His penalties increased from 77 to 81, and his strength from 73 to 50. So there you go. Bobby Firmino has seen his balance increase from 81 to 83. His ball control from 88 to 89. His dribbling skills went up from 88 to 89 as well. Long shots, 76 to 80. His reactions have gone up from 86 to 88. And his vision has gone up from 86 to 87. And because of all of this, his overall ranking has improved as well. It's gone up to 87 from what was 86. So, again, that's another Liverpool player who've seen some increases. Fabinho short passing went from 83 to 84. His standing tackling went from 86 to 87, and his vision has increased from 78 to 79. That leads to an overall rating increase for Fabinho to 86 from what was 85. Joel Matip has seen an increase in his aggression from 78 to 79. His ball control went from 70 to 72. His interceptions 84 to 86. And his jumping went from 67 to 71. Who knew our baby giraffe could jump so high? And that's led to his overall rating increasing to 83. Andy Robertson has seen his... This is the one that got me. I've got to be honest, ladies and gents. This is the one that got me. Andy Robertson has seen his curve attribute rise from 78 to 80. Has been boosted slightly and has been given the crosser trait, which means that the fullback has crossing of 86 and curve of 80 plus. I'm just going to sit here and go, yeah. Oh yeah, I fully agree with all of that. And James Milner has seen a slight downgrade in his stamina from 90 to 87. And how fucking dare you decrease his stamina. We're talking about James Milner here. The man is stamina. The man is Mr. Damn Stamina. I don't care if his age is getting on. I don't care. It's James Milner. The man should have 100 in stamina. Actually, they should call it the James Milner measurement. That's what they should do. That's how fucking good that man's stamina is. So there you go. There's my little FIFA update for everybody. And I've done that because I love you motherfuckers. That's why. Because you know I don't play FIFA. I've done that because I know there's some people out there that might want to talk about it. And I'm going to just sit here and pretend like I'm going to nod and go, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I understand completely. I'm old, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me. Right, what else have we got? Holy Jesus. 50 strength. Me small finger will be stronger than that's a cocky Irish guy. What are my thoughts on Andre Gomez? I've already gone through it, Badger. I started the show with it, mate. It is it's terrible to see him picking up that injury, buddy, and nothing but love and best wishes to Andre Gomez, and of course everybody around Everton, their football club, their supporters. They never want to see a player pick up a serious injury like that, and yeah, I mean, these people have the families that they've gone home to, and we want them to do that safely. So obviously our best wishes with Andre Gomez. I hate that combined 11 crap, said Mark Anthony Vieira. I'm not a fan of it either, mate. Really don't like it. All it does is lead to arguments, and the reasons that they're put out there is for that very fucking reason. It leads to arguments, which leads to clicks, which leads to comments, which leads to people's accounts being driven, which leads to more followers, which leads to more traffic, which leads to more ads, which leads to more... which is the reason behind most of it, to be fair. Like how you pronounce Lovren for Lovren. My mate's a Dubliner and he says exactly the same as you. Sometimes I confuse people running, mate. I say Degsy and people go, what? You what now? The who, the where, why, when, the what, who, and the what? Degsy. Yeah, Degsy. Surely everybody knows Degsy at this point. Matip's still injured. Yeah, he is indeed, mate. He will be out for, I think, 4 to 6 weeks is the rough estimation. Brian's jumping went from a 4 to a 3. Well in, Brian. Probably with the age, mate, you're going backwards. I mean... Craig's baldness went from an 88 to a 97, so there is that increase for me in FIFA. How many points did I get this week in the Fantasy Premier League? Ooh, I didn't even check. I didn't check, mate. I can do so live on the stream though for you. Bear, I think I got 55, but I think I lost 8 because I made 2 extra substitutions, so I think I'll end up with 47, which will probably drop me even further down the league. PJ Ladd said Martin Atkinson is in charge of Milner stats. PJ, mate, I fucking love your sense of humour, mate. Honestly, you seem to like be writing what I'd love to say sometimes, mate. Well in, keep the comments coming, PJ. Quality stuff. Am I going to start playing FIFA now, said Kirby Power? I may well do on Crack On. We'll see how the video goes and Crack On for the Watchalong of the year, or the fight companion of the KSI Logan Paul stuff. If the channel grows, if we get enough people watching and it's worth our while, we'll start making a few bits and pieces on Crack On as well. But for those of you that don't know that we had a second channel, we haven't done anything on it yet. But the first thing we're going to do, we're going to start off with a big one. We're going to do a fight companion / watch along of the KSI Logan Paul 2 fight next Saturday. Of course, it's taking place in LA in the Staples Center. It'll be very, very late at night. And we're going to do so completely under the influence as well. So expect some odd behaviour, some fun, some laughs, some giggling. Plenty of stuff being eaten and just a lot of fun to be had. So Connor will put the link in now, I hope. See, I'm assuming that he's still watching to the channel. If you haven't done so already, it's really straightforward. It's just youtube.com/crackon, spelled CRAICON, combination of Craig and Connor. Bring those two together. Bang, there you go. Got yourself a second channel. Right, what else have we got? There he is. I knew he wouldn't let me down. Connor never makes mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. You should know that by now. Connor said he'll bring the PS4 on Saturday and we can play it. Yeah, why not? We'll see if I can get my ass up to speed, mate. Craig's celebrations went from a 99 to 199 to Darian. I mean, when you're right, buddy. When you're right, you're right. Milner is the man, said Joanne Fisher. Damn right he is. And how dare they decrease that man's stamina from a 90 to an 87? How dare they? Right, so somebody mentioned the Manchester City game earlier on, and I'm going to get to that now in a second because there's a couple of little bits and pieces that have popped up that I want to talk about. Not quite a preview, but a few little bits and pieces. UK Beat said you should do a podcast series on Crack On. You know what, mate? Probably will be. Crack On is going to be the channel that we do non-Liverpool related stuff on, so you're going to get some conspiracy theory talk on there. And yeah, they will be probably in podcast format, mate, because it will be more than one person. So yes, you're going to get a whole range of shit coming up on Crack On, stuff that we've always wanted to talk about, YouTube news, topical stuff, other sports stuff, Boxing, of course, is going to be covered in a big way, Dara. It's going to be my way to start introducing myself to the boxing community as well. And we just hope that it just helps to develop, I suppose, the whole Anfield Agenda, Craig Connor brand, and push us out there a little bit further, because Anfield Agenda has always been our passion project, but we've made no secret of the fact that we would love long term to use YouTube as a way to improve our lives and improve our families' lives and give ourselves a better future. So yeah, hope you can join us and crack on anyway. Really looking forward to doing something over there. I've still got no idea how it'll work, but we'll have a bit of fun. Pulse Clan said, nice chair by the way, where did I get it? Came from a company made called Serendipity Furniture, and I keep moving to the side, but basically behind the chair as well, it has the Liver Bird embroidered onto it, along with my family surname embroidered underneath as well. You can find them on Facebook, mate, on Instagram. You can find them on Twitter as well. Just Google Serendipity Furniture, and if you mention us to them, they'll give you a discount on the chairs as well. And they make them in any colour that you want. Every chair comes with a 10-year structural guarantee and a 2-year guarantee on the leather as well. Oh God, the mouthfuls I have to remember. And there is a link from the very kind John Hamilton as well in the chat for anyone that wants to have a look at Serendipity stuff. They've made chairs for some celebrities as well, you know, not just these fucking Z celebrities like myself on here. They've made some real celebrities in there. They've made for some Playboy bunnies. They've made some for some rugby players. They've made a chair for Jesse Lingard as well, which I'm sure you'll see on there. And they make lots of different types of furniture. Did I know Bigfoot is an interdimensional being? I did not, but now I do, Matthew. Thank you very much. Craig, I booked a fight today, KSI versus Logan Paul, said Scotty. Nice one, mate. And I think they got the price point right on that one as well. Usually when, from my point of view, from an Irish perspective, when I book a fight on Sky, it's usually €24.99 or £19.99. I think for this fight in the UK, it's £9.99, and in Ireland, it's like €12.50 or something like that. So I think they got the price point right for it as well. Lee Gaines 47 said, who's my favourite player? There's something that the KLOPP wants you to know, Lee. The best there is... There you go. That's my favourite player, mate. Will Cater be world class in a red shirt? I sincerely hope so, buddy. I sincerely hope so. He hasn't been yet. He still has time to improve. I think he will improve. I love him, but I would be lying if I'd said that we'd seen the best of him yet, because we really haven't. Willow said, Craig, if Barcelona or Real Madrid come in for Firmino or Fabinho, we lost any of them, will destroy the team in my eyes. They're worth over 100 million. Ask yourself another question though, Willow. Which club right now is in a better place? Liverpool, Barcelona, or Real Madrid? Which club has a manager that you'd want to go and play for? Which club are you going to be idolised by their fans? Which club are the reigning champions of Europe and are 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League? I know Barcelona, I think, are a joint on points at the top with Real Madrid, if not maybe one ahead. But Liverpool are a destination club right now, mate, and it's a club that people should be crawling over broken glass to come and play for. Dave said you'll have to start the new channel with the name Dr. Baldy. I'm still messing about with that one, mate. I still don't know. Might use just Craig Holden and drop the U out of my name to stop having to correct people when they spell it all the time. Hope we beat City, said Aaron098. And on that, mate, let me move across and talk about a few little bits around the City game. Before I do so, I don't think I've had a shout out yet on the channel to say, if you haven't yet subscribed to Anfield Agenda and you're enjoying tonight's stream, please do hit that subscribe button. Amazingly, as you can see, we didn't just hit 25k this week. No. We've hit 26k this week, ladies and gentlemen. And that is because of your support. And for that, we're infinitely fucking grateful. Thank you so much. We've had over 200,000 views on the channel this week. 200,000 views of our little channel this week, between the watch-alongs of the game against Arsenal and, of course, the game against Aston Villa as well. It's been a mad week for the channel. We've got over 1,000 subscribers this week. Actually, I think we've got over 1,500 subscribers this week. So please do hit that subscribe button. Give the stream a thumbs up. Let your friends know about us. And do whatever you want to do. One thing we can say to you, ladies and gentlemen, is you won't get any ads on Anfield Agenda. We've got that turned off. We have got super chats turned on, which are available for anybody that wants to comment, guaranteed to be read out. And we're hoping that once we hit the 30k mark as well, we can apply for memberships, which means you guys can become Anfield Agenda members and get all the little benefits that come along with that as well. So keep hitting that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Right, now let me move on to the whole Manchester City stuff. Pep's already starting a little bit of moaning around this game. The mind games are starting to go ahead, which is something that for quite a while we didn't really see much of. We've seen respect between the two managers, not really much shit talking going on. But he just couldn't resist having a little dig at Sadio Mane yesterday, Guardiola. Could he? He's starting to show the old cracks, Pep, my fellow Baldy. He spoke about Mane and he spoke about the impact that he has as a player. He spoke about how great he can be, how can be a match winner. But he also spoke about the fact that he likes to go down a little bit too easily. Is he planting seeds in the referee's head ahead of next week's game? You bet your fucking ass he is. We've seen this before with Manchester City. We've seen this before with the whole machine, the PR machine around Manchester City. Remember when we were playing them in the Champions League? They were talking about the fact that they were coming to Anfield. They were saying that they didn't want anything to happen. They had the whole media machine, the Manchester Evening News, everybody behind them talking about the parade as we like to call it, the welcome that the clubs receive. And they were bitching and moaning about that as well. It's starting to get to him. You can see it in him. He's also previously said as well, and again, this is a direct quote with regards to the fixtures. He said, maybe the broadcasters are fans for some clubs. Implying perhaps that what? Liverpool got favourable fixtures? I don't know. Well, let me just remind you of the games that Liverpool have played so far this season, ladies and gentlemen, because in my humble opinion, Liverpool have had a much, much more difficult start to the Premier League campaign than our friends from up the road. So, first game of the season, Liverpool beat Norwich by 4 goals to 1. Then we moved on to an away game against Southampton, which we won 2-1. Then Liverpool beat Arsenal 3-1 at Anfield. We travelled to Burnley and won 3-0 there. Liverpool then beat Newcastle by 3 goals to 1. We travelled to Stamford Bridge where we beat Chelsea by 2 goals to 1. Next we beat Sheffield United by 1-0 thanks to that old Henderson fuck up, and not Air Henderson, goalkeeping Henderson. What's his parent club again? Oh yeah, Manchester United. Funny that, isn't it? Then we went and we beat Leicester by 2 goals to 1 at Anfield. Next was a 1-1 draw, the Martin Atkinson game as I like to call it, at Manchester United. Then we beat Spurs 2-1 at Anfield, and then we travelled away and we beat Aston Villa by 2 goals to 1. So, in that little run of games, as you can see, Liverpool have already played Arsenal. Liverpool have played Burnley away, which is a tricky game. Liverpool have played Chelsea away. Liverpool have played Leicester City. Liverpool have played Manchester United. Liverpool have played Spurs. But yet Guardiola's bitching and moaning about fixtures. He's bitching and moaning about fixtures through December, a month that Liverpool have more games in. A month that Liverpool have to travel all the way over to play in the World Club Championships. A problem that Manchester City haven't quite had yet, because motherfuckers can't win the Champions League. We don't just win it, we fucking win 6 of them. Do you know what I mean? So Guardiola's starting to crack a little bit, I think, in my humble opinion, ladies and gentlemen. He knows that he's up against a different animal this season in this Liverpool team. A Liverpool team that when the fixtures came out, many people seemed to suggest that maybe we'd be playing catch-up again with Manchester City. Hasn't been the case. These Reds have come out of the blocks like men possessed. Many people wanted to know how Liverpool's reaction would be last season to come in so close, to get 97 points in the Premier League and not quite being able to pit Manchester City, who went 14 games in a row at the end of the season, and congratulations to them. But what we've seen is the mentality monsters, the people that went and won the Champions League, that put that hurt, all those feelings from last season, that 97 points and not getting there. They put that in their memory bank. They remembered it. They talked about it all summer, and they told themselves that it wasn't going to happen to them again this season. And they came out so far and they've played 11 games. They've won 10 and drawn 1. I'm going to say that again, ladies and gentlemen. Liverpool have played 10 or 11 Premier League games this season, won 10 and drawn 1. And on top of that, how many comebacks have we had? How many late goals have we had? How many turnarounds have we had? It's the reaction of champions. These guys are a different breed, ladies and gentlemen. Guardiola knows it. Manchester City know it. Opposition fans know it. And they try to disguise it by saying that we get favourable decisions. They try to disguise it by saying that everything is set up to favour Liverpool. But the fact of the matter is, these motherfuckers are scared. I say it time and time again. They're scared, and they've every right to be scared, because this Liverpool team are a bunch of fucking mentality monsters. We are winners, and they're going to come up against a different beast next Sunday. Now, I'm not saying we're going to beat Manchester City on Sunday. I don't know what that game will have in store for us, but it's going to be one hell of a game, and I cannot wait for it, because you can see the cracks in Guardiola. You can see they're starting to show, whereas Jurgen Norbert Klopp, he's calm, cool, collected. as we would always expect from him. I love it. I can't wait for it. We're called the mentality monsters for a reason, said Shea Trainer. I see fear in Pep, said Warren DTV. He knows he's coming to Anfield and it's a death sentence. Bernadette Farrell said Klopp is the most honest, respectful, dignified manager in the Premier League. The one mistake I can actually say that Klopp has probably made was when he ran onto the pitch to celebrate with Alisson when Origi scored that late winner against Everton. Now, from our point of view as Liverpool fans, obviously we idolised and loved every second of that. But I think even he had to say it wasn't a very respectful thing to do in the moment. So, apart from that, absolutely. Pep's obsessed by us, constantly talking about us, said Danny as well. And let's not forget, when Manchester City went on that tremendous run last season, ladies and gentlemen, and deservedly won the Premier League title, because if you get 98 points and you win the league, you deserve to win the league. Do you remember a little video that came out? Do you remember a video that came out of them on the plane celebrating with the trophy? What were they doing? Oh, they were singing songs belittling Liverpool Football Club, weren't they? Because we were even in their head then. Instead of singing about winning the Premier League, instead of celebrating, instead of talking, ringing their loved ones, high-fiving each other, enjoying the fact that they were Premier League champions, they went on and they sang songs about Liverpool Football Club. They belittled Liverpool Football Club and came out with a half-arsed apology. Manchester City know that they're up against a serious candidate for that Premier League title this season. We're in their heads. We have been for a long time. And my goodness, is it starting to show. I fucking love this. I love this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so up for seeing how this season goes. We need a restraining order against Guardiola. He's getting a bit creepy now, said Lux. Craig, will I be at the Legends game against Barcelona? No, I won't, mate. No. I will be travelling over in April, though, for the Aston Villa game. Would I rather like to win the Premier League or the Champions League this year? Definitely the Premier League, mate. Definitely. I mean, I wanted it last year as well, I'm not going to lie, but the Champions League pretty impressive. I want us to win the Premier League, get that out of the way, get that 30-year monkey off our back, and then if we win Champions League after Champions League after Champions League, so be it. It will be absolutely amazing. But I cannot lie, I want that Premier League title this season. Not just I, every Liverpool fan. 30 years is far too long for a club as big as Liverpool to have not won the top division of English football. Eddie Hearn meme camping. We're living in his head rent free, mate, said Mark. We are rent free, absolutely. You can see it in him. You can absolutely see it in him. We were speaking about this in the summer as well. PJ Lad said, can't stand Pep, Martin Atkinson, United and City, so let them sit down in a chair and give them 2 fingers, said PJ. Well in, mate. Prediction for Liverpool versus City. Way too early to give a score prediction, mate, because I don't know if we might pick up an injury or two, heaven forbid, during the week, and I just want to get through that game against Genk so I know who we have available, and I promise you, buddy, we'll do a full preview show ahead of that game. Evan said, hello from the Bali Kopites, Indonesia. Oh my goodness, mate, welcome. It's great to have you with us. Thank you so much. I love knowing where people are watching the channel from, and all the way in Indonesia, mate. That is truly magnificent. Thank you so much, and lots of love to all of you guys. Craig, this is Trent's first home start versus City in the Premier League. I didn't know that, Callum. Thank you for that. Really interesting stat. Lewis Hamilton won another world title. Yes, Lara, I did see that earlier on. Congratulations to him on his 6th Formula 1 world title. I believe that puts him 1 behind Michael Schumacher, if my memory's correct. But yeah, what an achievement. 6 world championships. Congratulations to Lewis Hamilton. I'm not a massive Formula 1 person. I keep up to it. I watch, the news and see what's going on, and sometimes I will sit there with a Grand Prix on, but yeah, I'm not really a huge F1 fan. Sorry, Connor said Specsavers have replied to the Premier League Twitter page. They said pardon to the Firmino offside post. Fair fucks to them. They're right. Bit of free publicity for them as well. Why not? Shay said 3-0 win versus City. Let's smash them. And I think there was something else on my notes. Oh yes, Bayern Munich have sacked their manager Niko Kovac after a 5-1 battering at the hands of his former club Eintracht Frankfurt. So Hollywood FC are on the lookout for a new manager, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know. Are we going to see perhaps Spurs manager make his way over to to Munich. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see who they go after. They can keep their fucking hands to themselves if they've any intentions of even looking towards Jurgen Norbert Klopp, because he ain't going anywhere. Allegri to Bayern and Kovac to Arsenal. Interesting. That's from Mr. Crosby. Do you know what shocked me earlier on? And I couldn't believe this when I read it. I thought I was actually seeing things. Spurs are on the same amount of points as Manchester United right now. And I've been sitting here absolutely laughing at Manchester United this season. And Spurs are on the same amount of points as Manchester United. That is a truly awful run from Pochettino Spurs. And I do rate Pochettino as a manager. What do we got? What about Jose to Bayern? Asked Ian. I still think he's holding out for the Real Madrid job again. Florentino Perez loves Jose Mourinho. Zidane hasn't been doing great as of yet. But yeah, you can't rule anything out, mate. There are some managers around that, clubs could go after and get now, like Allegri, as Connor mentioned as well. Mourinho has no job at this moment in time. And could we see something really, a real curveball like Arsene Wenger at Bayern Munich, perhaps? I mean, it's a complete guess. James Ramsey said Michael Schumacher all the way. Hopefully Hamilton doesn't catch him. Callum's gone 4-2 to Liverpool next week. Crosby, our own Connor, said Spurs are reminding me of Klopp's last season at Dortmund, playing shit because they've realised they've gone as far as they can go together. Poch needs to leave now. What's everybody's thoughts? I know we're a Liverpool channel, but what's everybody's thoughts on the Spurs situation? It is odd because I really do rate Pochettino as a manager, and Spurs have a decent enough squad there, but for whatever reason it just isn't working. Kev said Simeone's way too defensive, it would bore us. I don't want Diego Simeone anywhere near Liverpool Football Club ever, for the very reason that Kev has just pointed out there. He is a tremendous manager, absolutely. He can get results, he can get the players playing for him, but after watching the beautiful football we get to watch under Klopp, I couldn't sit through a Diego Simeone style of football. I really couldn't. Keegan, how are you? Keegan yes now, say can you give me a shout out? My cousin wants one. Hello to you both and thank you for watching. Do you think Unai Emery should be sacked? No, I think all the Premier League clubs that are doing shitty should keep the managers just so we can sit here and enjoy it. United should definitely keep Solskjaer. Arsenal should definitely keep Emery. And Spurs should definitely keep Pochettino just so we can sit here and laugh at them all. The Spurs thing though, I really do rate Pochettino. Arsenal and Emery, they made the appointment. It looks really bad on the board again. And quite frankly, if I'm being really honest around Unai Emery, he hasn't been backed enough by the board. And he hasn't been given enough time to shape his team. But I'm also not an Arsenal fan, so I really don't give a fuck how badly that they do. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way towards you, buddy. I'm just trying to have a bit of banter. Any stream tomorrow? Yes, Casper. I've already said, mate, a couple of times during tonight's show that Cash is going to be joining me tomorrow, and we're going to be catching up on all things LFC. So if there's anything you guys want me to ask Cash, please do put it in the chat and or email it to us, and I'll make sure to put it to Cash tomorrow night. Should be starting at 9:30. So again, make sure you're subscribed, got your notifications turned on, and fingers crossed, because they don't always work, you'll get that notification when we go live. Penny for Coutinho's thoughts, said Dara. How his fortunes have changed. They really have, mate. But you know what? The grass isn't always greener, Dara, is it? And he made his decision to go to Barcelona. Didn't work out for him for varying reasons. And now he's at Bayern Munich. And the word is already coming out there that they've got no intention of actually making that loan move permanent. They're already eyeing up other players in that position. Excel said thoughts on the Liverpool kits. From which perspective, mate? I'm gathering you want my thoughts on the whole New Balance and Nike thing. I've been a fan of New Balance and what they've done with regard to the kits that they've made, the trainers that they've made, and all that type of stuff. But Nike will move us on to the next level, and it seems to be what the club wants. Wouldn't be my first preference. I would have been Adidas over Nike. But look, if Nike can bring Liverpool better financial muscle, open more doors for the club, maybe get them into the Chinese market that Liverpool really seem to want to break into, then I'm sure that they've done their research, and I'm pretty certain that we're going to see Liverpool wearing Nike shirts next season. The High Court case that came to a conclusion, I think, last Friday, was ruled in Liverpool's favour, and New Balance have been refused the right to appeal, so that's come to an end basically there. So when Liverpool's deal with New Balance to manufacture the kits runs out at the end of this season, the Reds are free to do what they want, and it looks like they're going to be going with Nike. You said Nike and Nike twice each in the space of 3 sentences. I'm going to keep doing it, Connor, because I've grown up my entire life saying Nike, and I know it's Nike now because you've sent me information to tell me that it's Nike, but it's so hard to change the habit of a lifetime. What is the Chinese market? That China, mate. They want to sell shit in China, basically. And it's quite a difficult market to break. I mean, you've seen the NBA make a big play for China as well. I think Nike have increased their own sales in China by something like 26 or 27% in the last year. And Liverpool want to get their themselves established in that market, mate, and sell merchandise over there. Do you think we'll get Mbappe? My heart says yes, but my head says no. I mean, you're talking about Liverpool breaking the world record for a transfer of a player there, probably completely tearing up their wage structure as well. I want to say yes, I really do, mate, but no, I don't see it happening. Okay, what else we got? Craig, would you sign any new players in January? No. Not unless there's something that the club are already working on. I mean, do you know what, actually? Sorry, I'm going to correct myself. Yes, I would go. I would go and activate that 30 million euro clause or 30 million quid clause in Timo Werner's contract. I don't see it happening, but yes, I would actually. That's the one thing I'd probably do in January. People are talking about like James Maddison. There's no way Leicester City are selling him in January. People are talking about Kai Havertz. I don't see Leverkusen selling him in January either. It's very difficult to get players that have a big impact on their clubs out in January. Yes, I know that we signed Virgil van Dijk in January, but that was a carryover from the summer basically where we fucked up and shit was leaked and it had to drag on to the next window. I know we signed other players before. We signed Daniel Sturridge, we signed Felipe Coutinho in January. Luis Suarez came in January as well, if my memory serves me correct. Klopp usually buys in. Klopp usually makes an agreement with his players at the start of every season and says, you are my guys for the season. We're in this together. We're going to do it together. So no, I don't think we'll do anything in January. But it's just an opinion. What else have we got? I'll be just happy with re-signing Milner, said Andrew. Yeah, there are talks ongoing, I believe, to extend James Milner's contract, which runs out at the end of this season. Would you see us going for Eriksen on a free? I think Klopp can make him class again. I like him as a player, Mark, but I think he'll sign a pre-contract agreement with a club outside of the Premier League in January. I think the masters of free transfers that are Juventus, I believe, are possibly looking at him. I don't know if Real Madrid will go back in front, but there won't be a shortage of clubs looking to get him on a pre-contract deal. Maybe Spurs will look to cash in and get a few quid in January and sell him, I don't know. We need fullbacks for Trent and Robbo. We've got some really, really good young fullbacks coming through, mate, in the club. You've seen Williams the other day. We've got Larouci. Who else am I forgetting about as well with regards to young fullbacks? I know I'm forgetting about a young left back. We've got Keanu Hoover as well, who can play at right back or centre back. I'm forgetting about somebody, and I cannot think for the life of me who I'm talking about here. No, it's not Hoover, Scotty. It's somebody, a young left back. Who am I forgetting about? Anyway, Adam Lewis. Thank you, Ella. That's the person. Adam Lewis. Yes, another young fullback coming through at the club. So I think we're all right, for fullbacks coming through. Will Kelleher go on loan to a championship team? I think he should go on loan to a Premier League team if he's going to go on loan, mate, because I think Queevy Kelleher is Premier League level. But I don't know if he will go out on loan. Are we going to sign Timo Werner? I'd be guessing. Hassan, mate, I couldn't give you an honest answer. I'd like to, yes. Larouci doesn't play as a number 9, mate. He played as a number 9 once. Once. And that was either yesterday or today. And it was actually an article in the Echo about it, if you want to go and have a read about it. He doesn't play as a 9. He was played as a 9 there once. Nightbot is a communist, reckons Brian. Why is that? Give us your opinion on that one, mate. Well, of course, this is Larouci once that I know about, but the article that I've read suggested that it was a bold move to play him there, not a move that he's familiar with. Brewster on loan in January, there's no way that's happening. No way Jurgen Klopp's going to send Ryan Brewster out on loan. Jurgen Klopp wants to mould Ryan Brewster himself, and I want Jurgen Klopp to be the one that makes Ryan Brewster the superstar that he's going to be. What does the future hold for Kamil Grabara? I don't know is the honest answer. Grabara. He's out on loan at the minute. There's so many young goalkeepers at the club that have went out. Like Shamal George, he's went and moved on. Grabara looks like a decent keeper, by the way. I can't remember where he is on loan at the minute, but I know he is out on loan. Craig, I just heard David Silva won't be playing in our game. Is this true? Honest answer, mate, I'm not 100% sure. How's my day been? Very good, thank you, Carl. How's yours been, mate? I hope Julie's feeling a little bit better. I know you said she was under the weather. Please do pass on our love to your good lady wife. Who should we send on loan in January? Jones and Kelleher, said Mark Meehan. Kelleher, perhaps, yeah. Maybe send them on loan. Curtis Jones is a really interesting one because the dude is a baller. There's no doubt in that whatsoever. He's class. Absolutely class. Yeah, and there's a huge future for him here. So it'll be an interesting one with Curtis Jones because he's quality. There's no denying that. You seen the impact he had when he came on against Arsenal the other night. Tom Morgan said, did Son deserve a red? It's not a straightforward, simple answer. For the initial tackle, no. It was probably a yellow card tackle. But it did lead on to the incident which led to, unfortunately, Gomez's leg being broken because of a collision into another Spurs player, which wouldn't have happened without the initial contact from Son. So with that in mind, yes, in the grand scheme of things, he probably did deserve a red card. You could see the impact it had on Son. He was heartbroken. No, like he hasn't got an intentionally dirty bone in his body. And you could see how shocked and horrified he was at what happened. And of course, again, our love and best wishes to Andre Gomes. Favourite player, Roberto Firmino. Andrew, mate, Roberto Firmino. I absolutely love him. Kelleher to Shamrock Rovers on loan. Imagine, Shay. Bit of a drop down in level, to be fair. Okay, Andrew, I'm going to have to get you removed from the chat, mate. You can't spam like that. There's just too many repeated questions. So, warning, number one, mate. It's great to have you with us. I'm not trying to be a dick. It's just, you can't just keep putting in the same shit over and over again, mate, because I know our mods will boot you out, which has just happened. So, sorry, I didn't do it. But even though it says we did it, Connor did it. Blame Connor. That should be the hashtag. What do I think of Harry Wilson for Bournemouth this season? I haven't watched enough of Bournemouth to really know how he's getting on. Nearly scored against United, actually. I seen that the other day. I still don't think Harry Wilson's going to make it at Liverpool, if I'm being brutally honest. And I've always tried to be honest about my opinions on Liverpool players. Ken said, can I just clarify, it's Gomes. Gomez plays for us. Yes, it's Andre Gomes, former Barcelona player that plays for Everton. I don't know why you need to clarify that, mate, but however. Would I take Robert Lewandowski? Absolutely not, mate. He's great, but old. No, I wouldn't take Lewandowski. Not going to say he's not a wonderful striker. Jeez, how could I? I mean, the goals he scored, but no. Connor said he just timed you out, mate, so you're still able to comment, which is good to see. Poor Andre Gomes. Has anyone seen the video of his ankle? Yes, it's horrendous, mate, and you can see by the reaction of the crowd and the medics as well. It's look, it's a very saddening situation, and we do hope he comes back fully recovered. Dara said, it amazes me that no one other than Leicester went for Brendan Rodgers, considering his success since Swansea. I suppose then Liverpool, mate, and then on to Celtic. He's doing a great job at Leicester. There's no denying that, mate. And if he gets them into European football, they're a big club, and they're a club that aspire to go places as well. They've won the Premier League, and he's doing a good job. Credit where it's due, he is doing a good job there. Who will be scoring the 4 goals against Genk? Let's have a look-see. Chamberlain. Got to go for Chamberlain to bag one. Go for an old Dejan Lovren header as well, Warren. And then, let's say, we'll give 2 to Mo Salah if he plays. I know a lot of people think he won't play. If not, then we'll give 1 to Ryan Brewster and 1 to Divock. Score prediction for Liverpool versus City. I'll do it later on in the week, mood this here, mate. I just want to get the Genk game out of the way, and then we'll do a proper full build-up preview show to the game against Manchester City, which is going to be a massive, massive game, and I cannot wait for it. You bet your ass we'll be doing a watch-along of it on the channel as well. We'll also be doing a watch-along of the Genk game, of course, on Tuesday, so I hope you can join us for that one. I'm going to be joined by Cash tomorrow, as I've said earlier on, so make sure to have your notifications turned on. I know a lot of you guys have been asking where Cash has been, how she's been doing. She's moved to London, so she's been really busy, but she's got some free time tomorrow, so I'm really looking forward to having a chat and doing a catch-up. And before we finish up tonight, again, I just want to give you guys a reminder, which I will be doing throughout the week, that we are going to be doing a watch-along/fight companion of the KSI Logan Paul 2 fight next Saturday. But we're going to be doing so on our second channel. It's going to be the first stream on Anfield Agenda's other channel, Crack On, spelled CRAICON. Have a search for it, youtube.com/crackon, CRAICON. Make sure you subscribe on there as well. And we'll be doing it on there. It'll be the first time we do anything on our second channel. So hope to see a lot of you over there as well if you manage to stay up late and up for that one next week. Right, Keegan says, can you reply? I have a good question. The question is, what is your best footy game in the history from Liverpool? Yeah, the immediate answer to go to would be Istanbul, mate, but that Barcelona semi-final second leg last season, that was unbelievable. Really was. To not have Mohamed Salah, to not have Bobby Firmino, and for Robbo to go off, and to be up against a Barcelona side that were 3-0 up after the first leg, that had Lionel Messi, former Liverpool player, and Luis Suarez, Felipe Coutinho. It was unbelievable, and a game that I'll never ever forget. So I'm probably going to shade with that one, Keegan, mate. I know it's a recent one, but God almighty, it was unbelievable. Can you link the new channel? Yes, I'm sure Connor can whack it in there now, and if Connor doesn't, somebody else will. He put it in earlier on, but yeah, what have we got? Good answer, said Keegan. My pleasure, mate, and thank you for the question. Domestic Butler said he loved the Olympiacos game. Yeah, kind of ruined it for me a little bit because Andy Gray's doing the commentary. Oh, you beauty, but it was a great goal by Stevie G. There's the link to the second channel. Thank you, Connor, for putting that in. So Carl, mate, if you're struggling around for a link, just let me know and I'll send you on WhatsApp, buddy. Has Shaqiri started training with the squad again? I don't believe so. I think he's going to be out until after the November international break. I think that is everything, ladies and gentlemen. It's been quite a long stream tonight. We've gone over an hour and a half. Really appreciate your time as always. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Give the stream a thumbs up. If you're watching this back later on, please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Added to link to the description below, and his highlighted description because I keep calling them notes when I'm talking about the channel. But yeah, anybody who's watching this and is looking for the link to our second channel, it's in the description below. Yes, I think that's everything. Oh, and we're also going to be clipping up the VAR chat, so you'll see that pop up on the channel as well. If you missed that earlier on, we're going to clip that up, so we're going to have it up as a separate video so people can watch our discussion on VAR from earlier on as well. Alex Gomez said almost up to 200 on the other channel. Wouldn't it be class if we got it to 1,000? Wouldn't that be absolutely amazing if we got our second channel to 1,000 before we even put a video up? That would be unbelievable. So look, if you're watching, ladies and gentlemen, please do subscribe to Crack On. And let's see how far we can get that channel before we even do our first stream on it. How amazing would that be? Look, love to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, as always, for your time. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays. I'll be back tomorrow at 9:30 and I'll be joined by Cash for a chat about all things LFC. As usual, take care of your families, tell your loved ones that you love them, and up the motherfucking Reds. Love you all.